Hey, I'm Allison with FlickDirect, and I'm here at Popcorn Frights Film Festival, and I'm talking to Micah Gallo about Itsy Bitsy. Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. So this is the world premiere of Itsy Bitsy, right?
Yeah.
So how excited are you? What are you most excited for fans to see?
You know, I'm excited because I think that they're going to get a lot of spider suspense, but they're going to be surprised by the character drama. And yeah, we've spent 10 years making this movie, so it's been a long time coming.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's been a labor of love, huh?
Yeah, it's a labor of love. Friends and family and everyone helped out and chipped in, and yeah.
And now you're seeing the benefits of that. That's got to be really rewarding for you.
Yeah, it's vindicating because, you never know if you're going to make it being an indie movie. We had no help from Hollywood, and that's what's so great about Popcorn Frights is they support indie filmmakers, and so we really appreciate you coming out to support that too because, unless people talk about your movie, no one sees it, no one hears about it. If a tree falls in the wood and no one hears it, did it ever really exist? So yeah, we hope people see all these movies, and that'd be great.
Fantastic. Let's talk a little bit about the film. So, it's a single mom who goes to work for an old man who was a rare antiquities dealer, and he gets a special gift that has a demonic presence in it.
That's pretty good. You're doing my job for me. Yeah, you're on top of it.
So then give me all the rest of the details.
Yeah, so what happens is a spider comes in this object. It's an object and a person that comes from his past. And similarly, this single mother is kind of running from her past and then has to face this creature in a very literal way, which makes her face her past in a very literal way. So it's all connected.
I like that. It's kind of symbolic. The spider's a little symbolic.
That's right. It's sort of a dark reflection of some of her fears and maybe dark desires.
Oh, I really like that.
Yeah.
That's a little psychological thing going on. I find a lot of these horror movies have this psychological aspect to them. Do you find that to be more frightening than like a jump scare?
I do, but I mean, that's just what our film is. It is a creature film, but it's also very psychological, and so I mean, it's the type of thing that I think a younger person could watch, and it'd be kind of a gateway horror drug, if you will, for them. And so I really think anyone of any age can watch this movie and enjoy it, and yet it'll still deliver on the scares, we hope. So, yeah.
Well, we'll see. Yeah. Why are spiders so creepy?
It's just one of those, it's something built into our DNA, right? I mean, when I was studying for the main creature, I was looking at real spiders under magnifying glasses to pick the pieces that I wanted, and there's just something about it that gives you the chills. I mean, when you see it at that size, especially, it's one thing to look at it, it's tiny like this, but to really look at the details, yeah, there's something very unsettling about it. I don't think we were meant to get along with spiders necessarily.
That's why we always stomp on them when we see them.
Yeah, unfortunately, because they mostly don't do bad things, but there's just something about them that freaks us out. Yeah. They look like aliens when you really look at them. Yeah.
Especially me. So, now you just mentioned that you really researched and studied the spiders before you made this film. So, how much development went into it on your part?
A lot. I mean, like I say, it was really 10 years in the making, give or take, and I spent a lot of time originally designing the spider myself by doing some crude drawings, and I worked with another artist to make a prototype out of clay. We did a wide variety of tests with that original puppet and then modified it. So it was an incredible amount of work to make this spider, which we hope you leave the theater feeling like you saw a real living thing. We wanted it to be like every other character in the movie, where it's got a plausibility, you understand where it's coming from, and hopefully believe it.
In the trailer, it seemed like it had its own soul, in a sense.
Yeah, well, we try to heighten it. There's a culture that basically worships the spider, so it's an animist culture, and so we tried to infuse the spider so that it has that National Geographic quality, but so it has something heightened to it, right? It's a horror movie, so it's got to have something a little magical, a little mystical about it, and that's what gives it that spirit, I guess.
So you also wrote this film?
Yeah.
And how did you come up with that idea originally, or did it evolve over the 10 years?
It evolved, but it's funny, things evolve in a way, but then also looking back, it's sort of that original idea. Somehow it gets back to that, and I worked with two other writers over the course of the time of writing it, and so, they obviously brought a lot to it as well. But yeah, really that original idea that I had of this mother and the spider and them having this psychic link, it's still there. And a lot of the beats of that story are still there, but to make that good, at least for me, took a while. You know, I really wanted it to deliver on the characters and as well as the fun.
So now, what would you say to young filmmakers out there who are trying, because again, this took you 10 years, there was a lot of research involved, so what kind of advice would you give to a young filmmaker?
The best advice I could give is craft, 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 because I think a lot of films get made these days that maybe skip some steps of craft. You know, people kind of jump right to being a DP or right to being an editor or being a director, and I think putting the time in and learning the craft is essential and makes a huge intangible difference, I think, in the movies that we see. And so that's what took a while for me, was sort of just getting to that place where I felt the film was at a level that it was the type of movie that I wanted to see.
Excellent. And what's next for you now?
Well, I've got some projects I'm working on, and we'll see which one of them pans out, right? I mean, but yeah, we're definitely working on things.
All right. Well, thanks for talking with us,
Thank you,
and
Allison.
congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. Really appreciate it.